want better for y'all.
I don't think enough people are saying this shit.
These are just our ideas.
Maybe we should all be a little bit more self-aware and a little bit less delusional.
What do we know?
What the fuck could we possibly know?
Hey, look, get your shit together.
All right, and welcome back to The Reason They Should Have Never Gave You Niggas Microphones. I'm Lil Law.
I'm Big Shae.
And this is Let Me Stay Focused, the podcast. Woo! Bringing around town. I feel like I need, like, a nickname.
A nickname for who?
I know last episode we talked about, like, serial killers, and I mentioned the Night Stalker. But also, like, you know, like Jack the Ripper, or, like, I don't need a serial killer nickname, but I do need something that's, like, you know, more, like, closely related to where I'm from, or, like, what I do, or like even, like, the mobsters, you know, like, Sammy the Bull. Like, I need something like that.
Have you thought of anything?
No. I also feel like you can't do it to yourself, you know? It's hard.
Yeah, I agree. So you're just going to have to wait till somebody come across with something you like?
Yeah, I need, like, a nickname that doesn't have, like, a name in it.
That doesn't have a name?
Yeah.
Like, not your name?
Like the Teflon Don. He's John Gotti, but...
It's like, yeah, the Godfather.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, we're going to have to think of something.
That's what I'm saying. We're going to have to workshop it. We'll get to it. I'll see to that. I ain't going to stop. So I'm watching Abbott. And I said what I'm watching first because you also be watching Abbott.
Yep. So
and I didn't want to get beat.
Oh, wait. What's crazy is I ain't even putting nothing up here for what I'm watching.
What are you watching?
Shit. This week, did I watch anything? I feel like I watched something.
Very much something,
but I'm not remembering. I did go, okay, so Sinners, they brought Sinners back in IMAX for like a week.
Why? It just came out.
Yeah, earlier this year. Well, like summertime, right?
Like the spooky season.
Yeah, it was like, it came out October 30th, and they kept it in for a week, or keeping it in for a week. Or kept it in, yeah. Anyway, I wanted to go see it because... I was like, now I did go see it the first time by myself, and I went again this time by myself. Well, were you finished? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
With what you was watching?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, wait. So, yeah, that's really all I watched this week, for real. I don't think I watched anything else. But that movie, the second time I was watching it, and I love Sinners, but... The second time I watched it, I was like, okay, I'm noticing some holes.
Here we go.
But anyway, it was still good. I like the message in the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole, like, Sinners. Like, second time, I definitely do understand, like, more about, like, the whole, what the whole Sinners thing is even coming from, and how he was talking about how their dad was an evil man. The twins. How their dad was evil, and
they are twins.
When he said they cousins, I don't think they was cousins. They was really twins, weren't they?
I haven't seen that film. It's scary.
Oh, you. That's right.
That's why when the twins posted that picture and they're like, "Are we twins?" I'm like, "They are twins." And they were like, "No, we cousins."
Because that's what in the movie that is a man that asked them like, "Are y'all twins?" And one of them say like, "Nah, we cousins." But they really twins. Like, it was being funny.
Oh.
It was a white man asking. He was just like, nah, we cousins. Like.
Oh. Okay. Because I didn't get what the twins was getting at.
Yeah,
on
but
Instagram. They was dressed like them. I'm like, why would you dress like them? If they not, that's like when Chloe and Halle played them twins on Grownish. I'm like, why would you do that if you always fighting twin allegations? But the twins are twins, so.
Shit, Check must have been decent.
That show was on. Since I was in kindergarten.
Grownish?
Yes.
Yeah, it went way too long. Like, I feel like Grownish should have just been like a 1-2 season, maybe 2.
Wasn't they supposed to pass it over to the brother, and they passed it back to Zoe?
Because
she got married at the end, they said, and none of the family was there.
For real?
Yeah.
I stopped watching that shit like probably after season 3.
After that, watched it?
I watched the first couple seasons. I think.
Might have seen an episode or 2.
Because I was invested in Blackish. Like, Blackish was funny to me. And so when Grownish came out, I'm like, okay. Like, it was alright. It kind of reminded me of, like, college a little bit.
Mm.
But yeah, after a while I was like, yeah, I'm not finna keep watching this, and I stopped watching.
I seen an episode or two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I never did my rant. I was supposed to deliver last episode.
Oh.
Listen, 8 episodes all at once or once a week for a whole season. 26 episodes. This in between y'all trying to do, drop 8 episodes over every week. Leave that shit alone. It's getting stupid. It's getting stupid. I never thought I want cable back.
You know, that's been a reoccurring mess theme I've been seeing lately. Like people saying like, oh, cable coming back. People is like just saying it's cheaper to just get cable now.
How do you even get cable?
I guess you
You
call
call the
Cox.
people up and say, my bad.
Yeah. You gotta call Cox Cable.
They got
Cox
on
Communications.
demand. They on demand got ads.
But
Do it.
they got other, I guess, Verizon and, you know.
But do
they still have Dish?
You still can't watch the shit on Netflix or Hulu or.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what they need to do to find the middle ground, but
It's going too far.
it's like something gonna have to happen because these streaming services, y'all doing a lot with the ads, y'all doing a lot with the price increases, and then like you said, the shows, the seasons don't be long enough. Like
It be 8 months of ain't shit to watch up here.
and then 1 month or something to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you get one good month every like 4 months. You know
That's what I'm saying. Like, we used to channel surf and be like, it ain't shit to watch. But, like, there's really not shit to watch. Like, when we used to say there's nothing to watch, we meant, like, right now until 8 o'clock when whatever comes on.
Right. But now it's, like, literally nothing. I told you about that time I tried to cancel Peacock, and it was like, no, wait.
No, what happened?
Bro, because, like, Peacock, I think it was, like, $9.99. They went up to, like, $12.99 or something like that.
Oh.
I said, cancel. Because you don't need, I mean, y'all got some good stuff, but not consistently. You know what I'm saying? Let me just cancel it right now while y'all don't have shit. And they're like, no, wait, we'll give you 3 months free. Or they did some, or no, they said we'll give you 3 months paying at $2.99. I said, okay. So after
so
that,
trapped.
No, I'm not trapped. Because after the $2.99 that, and they try to charge me for $13 again, I'm canceling it again until Poker Face comes back.
I was supposed to watch that. Okay, now I got something to watch.
Yes, Poker Face.
I love Natasha Lyonne.
That's really good. I forgot Real Housewives is on right now, so never mind. I can't cancel Peacock.
I got Sling.
You
I don't
always
know
say
if people
that
know that, but I have Sling, which is like cable. And I don't know how to explain it, but like if I ever feel like lonely, I'll watch something on like TLC or like it just reminds me of like, you know, somebody was watching something in the living room. Like it's like everybody watching the same thing right now because this is cable.
I miss those times like that.
Yeah, it's like you can't even live tweet shit no more.
You can't.
You can't because somebody nowadays talking about you a bitch, you spoiled it.
Because I think what happened was people, you were supposed to keep that on Twitter. Y'all come over to Facebook putting spoilers up there, bro. Like, chill. But I don't even be on Facebook no more for real. But I think Twitter, when it was like a thing on Twitter, it was like, it felt like community. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, felt like we all collectively watching this one thing and all tweeting about it. And it's not like, you're not spoiling it for anybody because we literally all watching it.
Yeah,
if you're
if
not
you missed
watching
it, that's stay off Twitter.
And then you might not get to see it again. So, well, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't gonna be anything for you anyway.
And like even with, you know, there was people who used to like to spoil shit on purpose, and even they was kind of funny. It wasn't funny when it happened to you, but it was funny. Like I remember everyone tweeting like Iron Man dies.
Yeah.
And people were like, is this a real spoiler or is this like a rumor? I remember I used to watch Teen Wolf. And there was this scene where like Styles could have blew himself up or whatever. No. Scott could have blown himself up fucking with Styles. Styles had a demon or something. Anyways, everybody's like, don't do it, Styles. Don't do it, Styles. And this kid I went to middle school with, I think his name was Dakota. He was like, do it, Styles. And I said, Now, why would you say some shit like this? And he was like, I don't even know what y'all watching.
Right.
I just seen everyone saying, don't do it. So I said, do it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the type of shit. You ain't going to be able to do that no more.
Right.
It's just fucking pink MAGA and what the fuck else is on Twitter?
I feel like that's something that they need to worry about. The cable companies and the streaming service, like y'all need to figure that shit out. Leave us out of it. Just the ads. Y'all need to
even
relax.
the cable shit, I'm not going home to watch it when it's coming on.
Right, like I want to watch it later. I want to watch it on demand, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was the whole purpose of like having streaming. But it's like everybody didn't need a streaming service. And I feel like they made everything so accessible.
On demand was like that. Like, I remember on demand. I liked that. And I remember when DVR came out. Mm-hmm. And that was hot.
Yeah. What a time. You remember like the TV Guide channel?
Yeah.
They used to have a TV Guide channel and they used to have a TV Guide book. Like,
it
used to come, well, I guess you could like buy them in the store, but why would you buy a TV Guide? But I guess, like, you know what I'm saying? You want to know what's coming on TV, you had to buy it. So I think they just find different ways to just charge people for shit. And you really can't escape it.
I'm going to escape it. I just don't know how yet. That Apollo seems illegal.
Apollo?
Yeah, it's like you get it for fucking like $80. But you got to pay in Bitcoin. But they got everything on that motherfucker. Everybody I know who got that, they're like, yeah, you need to get this. I'm like, can I have yours when you go to jail? Because this don't seem right.
They got everything like that. Everything.
Like, you niggas going down.
If I can get everything for $80.
I'm talking about shit in the movies they watching. They watching Sinners on the Couch. They watching it all.
I know a site like that.
They watching some shit that come out tomorrow.
Like, let me see if it's working now.
It's not a site though. It's a subscription.
That shit cold. Oh.
I told my Theo, I said, Theo, you're going to jail. And he's a very straight laced, like, I wouldn't break the law. I'm like, I don't care who told you this is fine. I do not think this is fine.
I mean, they're the consumer. They're not the one who created it.
He's like, all you got to do is get a Bitcoin. Huh?
Bitcoin is easy to get, though.
$80 in Bitcoin. Why do you have to pay in Bitcoin? Why you can't put your debit card in there?
Probably because it's illegal.
And that's what I told them.
So.
And he still don't believe it.
You gotta, it's untraceable, you know?
And I'm the motherfucker, the second I purchase it, they kicking niggas' doors in. That's what I'm afraid of. But if you're not afraid of that.
It's crazy when I think about it. Like, bro, the technology is crazy. Like, I definitely, like, well, never mind. I'm not going to incriminate myself. But.
I was about to incriminate you. Damn. I'm glad you said that.
I'm not going to do that. So, let's move on. I don't know the statutes and limitations, so I'm not going to speak on it.
Y'all get y'all that Apollo if you want it. I still ain't got it. I'm scared. Y'all get it. If you go to jail, email me. I'll send you a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Well, you got honorable mention.
I do have honorable mention. Do you have any guesses?
Nope.
You wouldn't have guessed this one. I have Deron Hines. So Deron Hines is a fellow Ram, a classmate of mine from Framingham State. And he is now on the cover of the paper, the Chelsea Record. He's from Chelsea, Massachusetts. And he is now a councilman for District 2. The paper says, with one exception, it was a good night for the incumbents in the municipal election this Tuesday. The lone race that saw a challenger top the incumbent on the ballot was the District 2 City Council race, where Deron Hines topped Melinda Vega by a tally of 206 to 147 votes. Hines said that his campaign was focused on connecting Chelsea residents with City Hall and informing them of the decision-making that impacts their daily lives through government transparency, youth mentorship, and housing protection. He was out there. I seen him. Like, every weekend, talking to the people. After work, talking to the people. We're not only, like, classmates, but we were also colleagues. We worked together in a group home, and I've seen his investment in the community. And so you know, when he won, it was just like, you know how you rooting for someone, but it's like, it's never us. But it was. He's the only person to beat the fucking incumbent. And that shows that people want leadership that really responds to them, talks to them, you know, like, and it was a hell of a night because it's like, okay, we got our governor. Cool, okay. Jersey got their governor. Mom Donnie wins in New York. My friend wins in Chelsea. You know, like, people are looking for younger leadership that is responsive to the needs of the people. And I cannot think of, like, you know, I'm happy to see them other people win, but I don't fucking know them. I know Duran.
Right. Yeah, definitely. When you know the person, of course you're going to have more pride. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
called him. He said, I'm still in disbelief. I said, and when you get done, nigga, when you wake up tomorrow, go buy you some suits. Because you got to get down there to City Hall.
They finna be pristine.
You need more of them now, Playboy.
Yeah, that's all you finna be wearing now.
And I love that for him. And I'm so happy. Go Rams. Go Duran.
Yes. I am glad. Like, the election, y'all, people really, you know, showed up and showed out, especially Portsmouth. They had like 20,000 people vote.
Good job, Portsmouth.
Like, if I was looking at the numbers correctly, like, I'm like, damn, like, that's crazy. But I don't know, you know, what's gonna happen in the future. But I think something gotta change real quick because things is getting bad.
Yeah.
Well, they've been bad, but
things is terrible.
Like, we gotta go back to the first episode of the year.
Oh God.
Before our last episode, we got to go back and see like what our predictions was and stuff like that. But
oh my gosh,
yeah,
it's so bad. Like, at least I can be happy about an election this birthday season.
Yeah, I said all that to say like, we might not have lost like all hope. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we gotta continue to have hope because what else do we have? You know what I'm saying?
What is his name? They said he was dating, I want to say Kim Kardashian. What is his name? He's a reporter, a journalist. I think his name's Vern. Is this it? From CNN? No. That's Mini-Me.
Vern,
who was I looking for?
Oh,
what?
I don't know.
The black guy on CNN, he wear the glasses.
Van?
What's his name?
Van something.
Van. I'm so sorry. And rest in peace, Mini-Me. I didn't mean to react like that to you. I just didn't expect to see you.
Mini-Me?
Mini-Me.
He died?
Evil. Vern Troyer? Girl, he been dead. Let me see when he died.
Wait, you was looking up something?
He died 2018.
Damn. Okay, Van, what was his name?
Van CNN. I'm going to put CNN. Because I almost put Van Reba. Van Jones. And I meant to write his name down last night because he's on CNN calling it buyer's remorse. People are showing their buyer's remorse. Mm-hmm. And there's no better way to put that except for the fact that I don't want to lean into no conspiracies. But for the people who did vote for him, they're experiencing buyer's remorse. And they're like, oh, we tried that shit. That didn't work. It's going bad. It's going bad.
I seen a motherfucking, I don't know what he was. He kind of looked like he was Mexican. I don't know. But he with a Republican ballot yesterday. And I was like, see, this is the problem right here. But anyway.
And that's what I'm saying. Meanwhile, we at my birthday party. Catch your belly. Catch your belly. When I seen that video, I said, what the fuck be going on?
Bro.
And I remember,
Forget about it. It was just all the sayings like that night. Like.
But hearing "Catch Your Belly, Catch Your Belly," I'm like, oh, "Take Me Through There" must have been playing.
Yeah,
that is not what the fuck was playing. It was got an attitude, but you better say so I ain't mad at you.
Yeah,
and they yelling "Cash Your Belly, Cash Your Belly."
Cash Cobain. They weren't saying Cash Cobain.
No, they were saying "Cash Your Belly, Cash Your Belly."
Oh.
But like it went to the song.
It went to the song, yeah. Oh,
when I turned it up, hold on, let me see if I can find it. Them niggas said, "Cash your ballot, cash your ballot." And I remembered the song. So I was like, take me through there, take me through there. No.
That is
Cash your ballot. At least you know we don't play over here.
Yeah.
Because I don't know where the fuck that came from.
That's funny.
I
man.
voted on September 25th.
We definitely was, I think, talking about like the election though. Like, make sure y'all go vote.
I love it. But yeah, buyer's remorse is what it is. That's my honorable mention. Shout out to Ron. Great job.
Shout out to him, Ron.
Councilman Hines, I apologize.
Councilman Hines in Chelsea, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have Hotep of the Week. This week's Hotep. So I don't know how long this video is, but basically this lady was saying like, let me see if I can.
Now they were putting 0W20 oil inside of these GM vehicles with this engine. They're going to upgrade it to a 0W40. Now, I have gone, baby, I've been looking, okay, for the past month. I have found several mechanics, several car enthusiasts, several automotive experts. I've even found a couple of channels with men that build engines, and every single one of them have said that this is just a Band-Aid, that it is not going to fix the problem. So I was like, well, why are they all saying that it's just a Band-Aid? I went to go and do more research on the engine, went down the rabbit hole. Do y'all know that in all the other countries that have this L87 engine, they are required to use 5W30 oil? But in America, because of the government, you know what I'm saying? And Cadillac GMC, I guess it was like, baby, y'all big boys, you can do whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter whose life you put in danger. I don't know. But for some reason in the United States, they said, yeah, you can put in the 0W20 oil, which is not appropriate for that particular engine. Shout out to Motor Oil Geek on YouTube. He was a person who helped me, his content helped me understand a lot of what was going on. So you guys definitely should go and check him out. Anyway.
So they season niggas' engines?
So basically what Cadillac GMC has done is they are putting the wrong type of engine oil in people's engines in America. And so these cars have basically it'll just stop.
We used to have a GMC and we took it to service and they could not figure out what was wrong with it. And we traded it in from the fucking service department.
Yeah. It said the vehicles have been known to die, seize, lock up, explode. But yeah, so GMC, Cadillac are doing that, putting in faulty engines or defective engines into their cars and
setting you niggas up.
Yeah, they're kind of being on the hush about it. Like,
somebody tell Steve Harvey.
And when people are like having issues with their cars, like they not really working with them, you know, because a lot of times like it'll be recalls on cars and they'll be like, well, come and get it fixed and, you know, we'll do it for free. And like they're not even doing that.
Wow. I'm glad I got out of that when I could. That's crazy.
So yeah, they hold up.
They deserve it. Next we have lyrics and lessons where we give a lyric and you get a lesson. Do you have any guesses?
Is it T Grizzly and Rod Wave?
No. Tell me more about this.
They got a new song that just came out.
Usually my phone tell me when I wake up new T Grizzly.
I think it came out like last week.
What?
Or the week before that. I think last week.
You said T Grizzly and Big X the plug?
No, T Grizzly and Rod Wave.
Oh.
But I do like Big X the plug.
I mixed them up. I'm sorry.
Him and T Grizzly should do a song together.
I'm so sorry, everybody. Okay, no, it's none of those people. It's from the song White Tea by Trini. Have you heard this song? Mm-mm. It's on my playlist. I got to show you. It goes, bitch, back the fuck up. You see the white tee? You see the clean pair of sneaks? I think they like me. I be posted at the bank. You couldn't find me. Mrs. Getting to the cake. They trying to ice me. And what I got from that was when I showed this song to someone younger than me, they liked it. Like they fucked with the song. But I could tell in their eyes they didn't get, you see the white tee? You see the clean pair of sneaks? I think they like me. Mm-hmm. Like from them franchise boys.
I think they like me.
And then I started thinking about when we were out there on the yard at homecoming, and the kids was not excited to see Bow Wow.
Yeah.
More so, they got to see him perform the "Oh, I Think They Like Me" remix verse. More so, when they was playing "Oh, I Think They Like Me," they seen Bow Wow, and none of them went, "Oh, I think they like me" when they heard me on the other one. So it's only right that I hit y'all with another one. That's when people were like, "Oh shit, it's Bow Wow." Yeah. Bow Wow's on, and that was upsetting. But what I got from that lyric at 29 is is that I'm so fucking glad I'm 29. I'm so glad that I grew up when I grew up and got to experience culture the way that we got to experience culture. Yeah. With like a relative freedom from social media and shit that felt like just ours. Because, I mean, people were always grabbing at black shit, right? Like, always. But like social media, like, they ain't even got to go to somebody. They don't got to sit in your car with you. They don't got to come to your sleepover and hear, "Oh, I Think They Like Me" remix. Yeah. You know what I mean? Right. It's like a melting pot derogatory of like things. And just even seeing the kids don't dance, they play Red Nose, the kids don't move. And a lot of like kids, now I'm not talking about college kids, I'm talking about like middle school, high school, they listening to the shit we was listening to. Yeah. And so it's like, we were there. Like, even watching, I could like hear some conversations sort of like on the yard about like, basically like, why Bow Wow? Like, what does 106 in Park have to do with Bow Wow? And it's like, he's Mr. 106 in Park. He was on the countdown so fucking much. He went up there so fucking much that he was calling himself Mr. 106 in Park. And then they let the nigga host the show to the end. What the fuck do you mean, why Bow Wow?
Man, 106 in Park. BET was a time, especially when they did like 106 in Park, but like the New Year's episodes.
106 in Party.
106 in Party, where they would do the countdown all throughout the day. And like they'll be like having a little party.
And there was a secret special guest.
Yeah, at the end it was always a guest. I mean, they had people performing throughout it too.
Yeah, but there was like a surprise guest. Yeah. And 106 in Park, you know, they was committed to stopping Coney. I don't know if we ever stopped Coney, but they would, you know, talk about what's going on in the world. So much shit happened on 106 in Park. Yeah. Like
Michelle falling.
I was just going to say, I'm not going to say Michelle falling.
Like,
Raven Simone going, "I keep making music. Nobody buys it."
August Alsina snapping on. Who he was snapping on? That girl?
Roxy? And that's where Roxy asked him, did she miss her 1996 face, right?
Yeah, she asked her that. Yes. I don't remember. That's insane. To ask Lil' Kim.
Keisha Cole went up there, "My daddy a white man." That's why she wasn't fucking with Black Girls Rock.
Like, so much shit happened out there.
What?
And let's not forget Freestyle Friday.
Blind Fury?
Like, Fridays used to like, do you remember that commercial where BZ had a commercial where like everybody was like in the streets playing and stuff, everybody was outside, and they was like, "Oh shit," and then they just started running, and you like, damn, like what the hell, like these niggas was going to watch 106 in Park. You remember that commercial?
Yes.
That commercial was so dramatic. I was like...
And it was like...
But it was true. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wanted to hurry up and get home so you could watch 106 in Park.
And 106 in Park has a special place in my heart because it was not a black TRL.
It was like, better.
It was completely... Like, to me, I still would also watch TRL. What's going on up here? Backstreet Boys up here. NSYNC's up here. Shit, Usher's up here. They had their own... Carson Daly was doing his shit. Cool. They was in New York. We in New York with it too. We doing it a little bit different. We doing it a little bit different. And it was just like, they both have like a huge cultural space, but 106 in Park felt like it was for us. Yeah. Because the countdowns were completely different.
Yeah, for sure.
The first time I heard Dance Alone by Keke Palmer was on the countdown at 106 in Park. Yeah. Like,
I remember they used to have to retire certain songs
because we was
it would be number one for so long. They'd be like, "Yeah, we gotta retire this shit, y'all." Like,
even at the most recent BET Awards when they did that 106 tribute, I felt like I had to do too much explaining to people. Yeah, what? Because didn't Ashanti have the first song that they were like, "We gotta retire this"?
Yeah, baby. Was it Baby?
I think so. Anyways, it was beautiful. I wish them people the best with 106 in sports. Not a sports girl. I don't even know how that's going to work. I think they're leaning too much on the name and not enough on like
The content.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
I didn't even know that
best.
was a thing until Homecoming.
Yeah, when I was like, what is this, the 106 in sports shit?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like,
She was like, "What is
106 in
this?"
sports?
I was like, "Oh, I never heard of that." Okay. My lyric comes from "Pieces on My Neck" by YF and Lucci, featuring 21 Savage, and it goes, "Thought I could take everyone there, but it got us nowhere. When I drop, I need to be felt. I never cared about how many we sell. They won't tell them about the women we share. They say more money, more problems. I say more money, more tail. When everything start falling, that's when it all gets clear. But now that's all in the rear. My future brighter than this ice in my ear." I feel like that's a really, really long way to say, like, at the end, you like when you go through shit with people, you know what I'm saying? At the end, you'll see like if people was really with you or not. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're gonna be up here in life. You know, it's ups and downs. If you got people that only come around when you up, then they probably not. You know what I'm saying? Don't really need to be there because when you ain't got nothing, they not gonna be nowhere to be found. So, yeah, I think it's just like just be mindful of like who around you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. And that's a good lesson.
I think.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead because I was going to segue.
I was just gonna say I think YF and Lucci like he didn't. I think he's still relevant. You know what I'm saying? That's all I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Like a little bit, not like a lot.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think he's just happy to be out and living life.
Yeah, like I'm just like he's still decent. You know
I
what
was
I'm
saying
like,
that the other day. The Rico ain't a Rico no more. There was a time where, pack it up, Rico.
Yeah.
That's what we should have been yelling at mob wives. Rico. Because, that was for the mob originally.
Yeah.
But the Ricos ain't Rico in that. All the Ricos is walking the fucking street.
Because the damn lawyers want to be TV stars.
Woo to take real medicine. That's why the other Rico walking the streets.
Oh,
Whoop-de-doo.
Whoop-de-doo.
So I have Let Me Stay Focused, which is our topic of the week. And I do have to tell a little bit of a backstory on how I got to this topic. So I'm scrolling TikTok. That's when most of my epiphanies hit. And I see this commercial for a shirt. And it says, "Don't hear what I didn't say." And it's for like this company where folks on the spectrum work. And so like one of the employees will say, "Oh, I'm so tired of packing these orders." And then the other person will say, "What, are you not grateful for all of these people buying your things?" And then they would go, "Don't ask what I didn't say." No, don't hear what I didn't say. And one, they're selling the shirts. You should get you one. But two, I started thinking about my insistence that I'm on the spectrum. And despite professionals telling me I'm not. And types of communication. And so I started looking into like, what is the connection between that type of communication and like the divide between what I feel like is Northern and Southern communication. So then I see this girl and she's posting a video. She's in the West, but she was saying like how she thought her boyfriend, who is from the West, was rude because she's from the South. And he would just like, if he needed a favor, "Hey, can you do this for me?" And she was like, "I don't know why, but I found that so rude because in the South, you're supposed to say, 'Oh, I would love to, but I just don't have anybody to watch my kids.'" And then you just keep saying that until someone offers to watch your kids.
Okay.
And so then I ended up in, I did do a little bit of linguistics work at Framingham State. And I started looking into direct versus indirect communication styles. And so what I learned is that this is a huge difference between the North and the South. Like it's a noted difference that people see a lot. And so in the South, traditionally, like we can say Virginia has a Southern cultural history. I think we're moving away from like the South right now. But in the South, the emphasis on politeness is like the first thing. However, Northerners are more apt to try to get to the bottom of like, what are you saying?
Right.
What is the thing you need from me? What are you trying to get across to me? You know, just basically like, what is the meat and potatoes of this thing?
Right.
I always think about the phrase,
Like,
you know,
get to the point.
chew the meat and spit out the bones. And that's absolutely how like I communicate. And so I felt the people with autism at that job, like, don't hear what I did. Like, what do you want? You know what I mean? I'm trying to make these fucking shirts, man. All this. Now I'm not grateful. Like, I'm a very direct communicator. And I like really appreciate directness.
Yeah.
And I think that that's one of the things that I struggled with coming here a lot of the time was like, what you want to talk to me in the store for? You don't care how I'm doing. So why are you asking me how am I? You know what I mean? And I was like, how do these sort of like communication styles impact relationships? And so I ended up reading about like small talk and how it's important to Southern culture, and how it's not just a time filler, but it says like, you know, it really is meant to catch you up on how your friends are doing and things like that. And so then I got into like why skipping small talk is considered rude. But then I also got into how like, because of social media, because of the ways that people communicate, because of the more distance between people, direct communication is being seen as rude. But but it has clarity in it. And so indirect communication is like a lot of communication, but very little clarity.
Yeah.
And so I've been really interested in like how that impacts not only folks on the spectrum's communication, but like particularly the generation that's coming up now. Because I don't know when the last time you spoke to a teenager was, but like sometimes you ask them a yes or no question and there's all this shit in it.
Yeah, I don't really be talking to teenagers.
I'm a mentor. The response is not yes or no.
What is it? Like, they take you all.
Well, I did. And I find myself like having to ask the question again.
So is the question, well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
So I wanted to start with like, what do you feel like your communication style is? Should I give a debrief on the differences between like what's considered direct and indirect? You feel like the listeners are following us?
Yeah, they might need a...
Yeah. I know you know. So direct and indirect communication are two communication styles that technically can be considered high context environment versus low context environment communication, depending on culture, right? So in cultures with direct communication style, which like the US as a whole is considered like a place where we communicate directly. But I think that people usually see the US as like not as grand and regionalized as it is, right? So in cultures with direct communication styles, both literal truthfulness as well as efficiency in communication are highly valued and to some extent are a higher priority than personal or political sensitivities, especially in business settings or other settings where feelings are not of precedence. It is considered both honest and respectful of the person you're speaking to, since it does not mislead them into game playing, and problems are felt to be solved more rapidly if open and frank discussion is encouraged. In indirect cultures, on the other hand, some examples here are Japanese cultures, Indian cultures, Saudi Arabian. Directly communicating negative information is seen as impolite or crude, even in business settings. In these situations, polite excuses or evasions, which both parties usually know and recognize as such, are given. And in extreme cases, even outright fictions are invented, again with recognition by both parties that a diplomatic strategy is being employed. Problems are felt to be solved more productively if they are handled with tact and discretion. Between these two styles, intense conflict can occur if the two parties are unaware of the other style and how it works.
Yeah.
So which do you feel like is your communication style?
I feel like you said, being the difference between North and South, and I mean, Virginia being the South is debatable amongst people, but I think overall, like, we're a southern state. You know what I'm saying? So I think naturally, based off of where I'm from, my communication style is indirect, but I think as I've gotten older and I'm like growing and learning, like it becomes more direct. But I think that's something like that has to be learned.
Yeah.
Here, you know what I'm saying? Because I think, well, you might end up asking the question later, so I don't want to touch on it too much. But the differences between North and South, I think the communication differences is like the basis of both of them is survival. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the South was more slow and is more like, I don't really like you. I feel like in the South it was more like, let me get to know this person because they could be from Goddamn, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was so like spaced out. It's like once you in a small community, I think it's just like, that's just kind of like what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me just get to know these people because these are the people I'm around. And it's not a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? But in the North, it was more busy. It was more bigger population. More people coming from different places. Because in Virginia, it's like mostly everybody's gonna be from Virginia. Like back then. But like New York and the city places and stuff like that, they had people from all over the world even back then. You know what I'm saying? So I think you really just had to be like on guard, and I think that just what do you want? Like, I think it's I think New Yorkers kind of get not discriminated against, but like it's a common misconception that like they rude. And I don't think that's the case. I think they just be on the move. I think a lot of them are very like kind people, and like it's people that care about other people in New York.
Yeah, for sure.
But just based on survival, you kind of gotta have a certain style of communication in your place where you're from.
Yeah, and I think I wanted to lean into that some as someone who's a very direct communicator. That like very seldom is my intention rudeness, right? Mm-hmm. But I like, now that we have fancy phrases for it, I've always believed that like clarity is kindness. I don't want anybody to like not understand what I'm trying to get across to them, or like, particularly at my job, I'm a supervisor. Here's what I need from you. Boom, 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 boom. You're not going to come back to me in a week and say you didn't know what was going on or whatever, because it's important to me that like, if I don't explain it well, then it's not your fault. It's not done right. You know what I mean? But even at like being an older sibling and just like, I like knowing what is step 2.
Yeah.
And sometimes like I find that with indirect communication, it also can get to like avoidance. And that's like not helpful either. And so like, to me, if what I'm doing, if clarity is kindness, then how come I'm on the end of the spectrum that's considered, like unkind? I think that was starting to like bother me in reading the articles, because like on the other hand, it's like a complete lack of clarity. We don't know where we're going. Or like you're in a business meeting fucking lying. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's how situations end up where they don't have to be, where like, I also watched this video of this lady. She had a wedding. Her friend RSVP for the wedding, but didn't come to the wedding. Text her the day after the wedding. Hey, I had something going on. And it's like, whereas you could have told me this like directly before, and I could have said, oh, let me let someone who lives local come to my wedding or whatever. You avoided the whole thing until it's over. So now the problem is not that you couldn't make it or that you had something going on. The problem is now I had a fucking wedding and you didn't show up. And so that creates like a bigger, larger problem to have a conversation about, which to me, like, isn't avoiding conflict the point of like indirect communication, from what you were saying?
Well, I think it depends, like avoidance. So I don't think it's necessarily to avoid conflict. I think sometimes it's kind of like, I guess, I don't know. I think certain people just, sometimes people don't know how to say certain things or don't know how to be direct and just be like, because they might be feeling angst too. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But my thing is, I feel like if I have angst or if I'm anxious about like something, like if it's on my mind, I'm just gonna like try to address it.
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
Even if I know that I might not have the right words or I might not be as clear, I'm gonna at least try to like have the conversation. But some people, I think it's just, I don't know. Like I think sometimes being direct can kind of come off as rude or aggressive. Not really. I'm aware that it's not rude and aggressive, but like some people just be in their feelings and they're not being logical about certain things, right? So they're not thinking like, oh, this person is just being direct with me. They thinking like, dang, she got an attitude with me or she's getting upset with me. You know what I'm saying? And instead of kind of realizing they just being real with me and telling me what I need to hear or whatever the case may be. But I think it's just a lot of like people not really knowing how to separate like ego or pride, from it, because I don't know why it's like that, especially like, in the South. But like I said, I think it's everything kind of, I feel like kind of go back to racism in a way.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Because I find like, for example, this other lady, I watched a lot of TikToks. One of these ladies in one of the TikToks, she was like, she was talking about not wearing shoes in your house. And she was like, there are people, you'll come to their house, they'll be like, yeah, I've been reading all of these articles about cleanliness and like how much shoes track dirt into your house. And, I'm kind of a germaphobe. To me, that's nowhere near as clear as we don't wear shoes in here, take your shoes off.
Yeah.
And I don't think that like, that's rude. You know what I mean? And I when she said it, she was like, yeah, and people be like, damn. And I'm like, but what's the damn? You just told me a whole story about articles you're reading and this, that, and the third, and this might also be why I'm suspicious I'm on the spectrum. But like,
I think it's because like it's like, damn, I want to kind of give you a reason for why I'm like telling you to do something that you might not want to do, or
you ain't even tell me to do it.
But it's like, let me just kind of like, I guess, soften it, or like, I don't want them to, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's kind of what be happening when people don't be direct with stuff. It's like, I don't want them to either take this the wrong way, or maybe I don't know how to say this in a way. So instead of just coming out and saying it's like, like, so yeah, I've been reading this article. Me personally, I would be like, yeah, like, I don't, I would probably give you a reason for why I don't want you to do something. But I think if you being clear and direct, that's a part of it, kind of, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, to just be like, okay, well, this is why I'm telling you this, because
I still feel like that would be direct. We don't wear shoes in here. I've been reading these articles about how germs come in. But the not saying the take your shoes off, to me is like, what are we avoiding? And I feel like personally, when I know people who are like indirect communicators, I feel the need to go the extra mile. Are we on the same page here?
Right. Same.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just don't get what people get from it. And like, I hear what you're saying. I'm reading the articles. Like, I get how it happens, but I just don't get how it's kinder to anybody. Like, again, there's people on the spectrum who need to hear directly what you need from them. But like, there's people like the lady at the wedding who someone didn't communicate with her directly, and now they have a bigger issue in their friendship than they would have had before. And like,
I don't think it makes,
how you don't know, like,
I don't think it makes you kinder. Like, I don't think that. I think I don't know who made that up.
Because my grandma's from here, but she's crazy. So I think she would just be like, take your fucking shoes off.
Yeah. Like, I think it's just...
Or like all the double, like the bless your heart, like, what does this mean? You know what I mean? Like, why not just say, girl, fuck you?
God bless.
Bless your heart. Like,
I mean, it's so many, that's the thing. It's so many different ways to say things. And I feel like that's why that kind of is a part of, communication. Like, somebody could be saying one thing and they mean, like they're not, like you basically going back to what you said, like somebody might say something and hear something completely different and said, don't hear what I didn't say, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you said. But like people actually do that. Like you might say something and they heard it and you could have been direct, but they literally could take it and flip it, and a lot of it goes to like projection and how they was raised and stuff like that, like communication and stuff like that. So I said all that to say, I think being direct, it kind of got to, if you didn't grow up like that, you got to like learn.
That's so interesting to me because I will say one of the benefits of being direct, is that my mic or was my voice going out for a second?
I don't know. I didn't, it sounded clear to me.
One of the benefits of, or my headphones rather, one of the benefits for me of being direct and having like a very direct personality is even if you came to me later and were like, oh, I feel like you said this, but what you were trying to say was X, Y, and Z, I can sit back and say, if I meant that, I would have said that.
Right.
And there's no question about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? As opposed to some people, they're like, if I felt that way, I would have said that.
But they wouldn't.
They wouldn't have.
Right.
So, like, I don't know. I just found it super interesting. Like, and I get in these rabbit holes and then I bring them on the podcast. But it's just like, what, like, can we say one is better than the other?
I think it's just certain things call for certain. Because if you in the office, you know what I'm saying, certain things you can be direct about, but some things you gotta kind of like, I guess, say it in a nice way. I mean, you don't have to. You don't have to, but like, it's a level of like professionalism.
Yeah, and I don't think you have to be unprofessional or rude to be direct.
Right. I'm not saying that either, but I'm saying like, it's certain things that could come. I feel like when I'm in the office, or not necessarily in the office, but when I'm working, I'm thinking about, okay, how is this message going to come across to the other person? You know what I'm saying? Because you just never know. You know what I'm saying? Like how people are going to receive something, especially when you're not saying something that they like. Yeah. So it's just certain things like that. It's like, okay, well, I got to think about these things before I just come on and be like, yeah, you tripping. Like, you can't just really say that. I mean, you probably can't.
I mean, I would be like, I don't understand what's going on here.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think even being direct is an art.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm confused.
It's so many, because there's so many ways to be direct. You know what I'm saying? You just saying like, I'm confused, I don't get it. It's no different than somebody being like, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But one is going to be received better than the other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But like, what is it? How do you get your needs met being indirect? I think, like, let's say you're confused in a conversation. If we had someone here who was indirect, how would they say that? You know what I mean?
I think you don't necessarily.
And the other person has to be indirect too to get what you're saying.
Right. It's like two people can like catch shade, each other's shade, right? Yeah. But
we're from the same place. The Bronx, the world.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So I think indirect people can get they point across by kind of playing it safe a little bit, because you can kind of, it's like you can kind of hold back, you know what I'm saying? And you can kind of like feel things out and kind of see things play out. Like, I think that's kind of how, like, I feel like indirect people are more like cautious and like,
but that whole conversation could go by and you haven't found out a way to say, I'm confused.
Yeah. And then you just be confused. You know what I'm saying? It's not beneficial to you to just sit there confused. But then you might feel like, I might actually get my answer, you know, in a little bit. Like, because I think it's like, it just depends on what the situation is. But, like, sometimes you want to know something. Like, just for example, right?
How did they die?
Yes. Yes. You read my mind. I was literally just about to say that. You want to know how a motherfucker died?
Nah, you just got to wait for a lunatic, like an old lady. to comment that shit. Even I know that's not. But, and that's the thing, like, again, I understand certain forms of, you know, indirect communication. If somebody that you never know what somebody's going through, check on your friends. That might be at their own hands. Y'all got to leave this shit alone, man. Stay out the streets. Somebody shot them. But if there's nothing there, I'm not crazy enough. That is rude.
Yeah.
That is aggressive. But somebody auntie gonna do it. And I want to know as well.
Right, and I'm gonna be right there.
Thank you. Heart to comment.
Now I got my answer, and I'm no longer confused.
Exactly. And I think that, like, while there is probably a certain degree of anxiety associated with indirect communication, I think that the people who are deemed as, like, aggressive or whatever are also experiencing a certain degree of anxiety from not having clarity around whatever the thing is.
Yeah.
And that probably goes on longer for them because not only do they have the anxiety, but they probably asked you a question to a certain degree or something to a certain degree. And then they have to decipher what the fuck you're saying, put that together. And you still ain't answering the question.
Yeah.
You still talking about perhaps possibly. Hey, man, can this shit be done by Friday or no?
That's why I feel like, honestly, bro, we should have to take communication, like, reading and writing communication. Like, I know there used to be a class called writing and communication or something like that. I just remember having to take a class about, you know, communicating and, like, how sentences and shit is, like what that means, like everything that deals with, like, writing, reading, talking, communicating. And that way, when you're older, you will have a better understanding. Because when you're younger, you just trying to get through the class. You know what I'm saying? You're just trying to go to the next grade or whatever. But when you're older, you're able to, like, use the tools. You know what I'm saying? And actually understand, like, oh, this is the proper way. This is how I use context clues. Or this is how, you know, this is how I say exactly what I mean. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I think those are the classes that we should be taking as adults.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I mean, obviously, that's not a law. You have to take initiative to, you know, educate yourself because you're grown. But it's just like, it's important.
It is, and it spares you a lot of confusion in your relationships later on.
Yeah,
I think that maybe we should curriculum one. Like, create a curriculum.
That's what I was thinking. Like, shit, I need to just go on YouTube and just start looking at some lectures and shit again. Because that's why I feel like we should just never stop learning, for real. Like,
yeah. And we're, like, getting over time. But I had a thing about, like, how this type of thing leads into, like, the ghosting epidemic. Like, that type of shit.
Right, because you don't want to just tell the person, I don't like you, or I'm not interested, or...
And then you spend every day outside praying to God they don't walk in the same bar as you.
Yeah.
And that's not a good feeling. That only got to happen to you once where you're like, yeah, I just got to start telling them.
Yeah.
They thought you was dead or something.
Oh, wait.
You 2 tequila sunrises in.
And this whole time...
Doing the percolator.
It'd be like, what do y'all think y'all gonna get in trouble? Who's gonna beat you?
And that's when I be feeling bad. Like, maybe you had like a childhood, but, like, I don't know. I just had people growing up who asked me, like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? Yeah. Don't ask questions you know the answer to. So I wasn't allowed to, like, try to lead us into, even with, like, are we going to be to dance class on time? Because it is far away.
Right.
My mom didn't like no shit like that.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, are you rushing me? And then I had to be like, no. But I was.
But you was.
So finally I had to be like, yes, we're going to be late.
Yeah.
We got to be on time. I can't keep doing this with y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all stressing me out.
Yeah.
And how can you argue with that?
Can't.
So I did look up some, like, under some of this stuff. There's tips for direct people and then also tips for indirect people. So for direct folks, learn to listen between the lines. Indirect people often couch important information in softer terms that direct people may miss if they're not paying close attention. If you're not sure, ask. diplomatically in parentheses for further clarification. This one, I don't know if I agree with. Avoid outright demands for answers such as why, why not, when can you have this, are you on board with this or not? You will be at least as effective and far more diplomatic if you say, could you give us a little background on that? Can you tell us a bit about your thinking / position on that? And how do you see this playing out? I think you're going to get your ass a new and creative indirect answer.
Yes.
If you don't answer.
You're definitely not going to get a direct answer, but you're also going to get attitude back probably.
So I'd rather you have an attitude because I said, well, why?
Right.
Then.
But, you know. Yeah.
You can't ask a nigga, are you with us or against us? Are you on board or not?
Are you coming or going?
Exactly. What's good? That's better than what's good with you.
Yeah. Is you cool?
You're starting to give me the heebie-jeebies. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And then be patient if you don't get your answers on the spot. Often relationship-oriented groups need to confer privately before giving answers. Simply express that you would like to hear more from them on that issue and let them get back to you. If they don't get back to you, remind them gently in a friendly phone call. These ain't fucking kids. You know what? I'm the target audience. I receive. Will I apply? Who knows?
I feel like is you cool is a really indirect way to be like.
That's direct.
Is you cool?
Is you cool?
I don't know.
There's not multiple ways to take that.
But it's like, am I cool about what? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, usually by that time, somebody, either you're beating around the bush, is you cool, spit it out, or you're losing your fucking mind.
It's one or the other, I guess. But yeah.
For indirect people, realize that direct people are far more reassured to hear absolutely sincere answers than they are with a gentle, quote, in quotes, letdown. It is a sign of trust and respect to express your true position without delay. 2, hearing very specific questions or requests for clarification from direct people is not a sign of aggression on their part. It is a sign of discomfort and sometimes anxiety that they do not feel sure about a situation. They may even worry that you're misleading them or have insincere intentions. That's a good one. It's good to be diplomatic, but be sure that your direct counterpart fully understands the implications of what you're saying. Direct people often feel as if they have to work very hard to understand indirect people, and it can be exhausting for them. And if you cannot give immediate responses to their concerns, reassure them that you will indeed answer them as soon as possible. It is very helpful if you can give some kind of time frame in which you will answer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, I can't talk to you right now, but I'll call you tonight. We can talk about it.
Yeah. I'm still trying to receive my advice to fucking baby somebody. Another grown person. Can you say more about this?
Yeah. Tell me more. That's what I'd like to say. Tell me more.
But I will not say, can you say more about that? But if I don't understand what you're saying, I think that's a polite way of saying I'm confused. Mm-hmm. Say more about that. I need more context. But like, I don't know how to be indirect and get my needs met, I guess is the root of all of this. I was raised on a closed mouth, don't get fed. It's my money and I need it now.
Yeah, that's crazy because I grew up on that too. But also, black people can be very contradicting.
That's also that Southern, you can't say somebody a liar. You got to say they telling stories. If a motherfucker lying, they lying.
Right.
You know, that's beating around the bush.
Yes, I hate when people beat around. But I understand it too though. Like, it's just shit.
Because now I'm looking at you beating around the bush. You're looking at me beating around the bush. You could tell on my face, I'm about to ask you, so what are you saying?
Yeah.
So just say it. Say it.
People don't know how to say it.
But now I'm going to be pissed off because now I done played Ring Around the Fucking Rosie with whatever this word salad is you put in front of me. Yeah. I want to eat the meat and spit out the bones. Like, what? I will say I did have to learn that I was being rude to people, trying to get people to get to the point. And I stopped doing that when someone said that specifically is very rude. That is not direct. It is rude. People would be telling me a story. We're 8 sub-stories in. Mm-hmm. And I would hit them with one of these. For our audio listeners, I have my pinky and my ring finger towards me. my middle and pointer forward. I don't have my thumb up like a gun, but more so towards my other fingers. And I'm moving them in a circle away from my body.
It's like telling somebody speed it up.
Speed it up. That's what I was going to say. What the fuck is the point of this? What are you trying to get across to me?
Yeah.
Spit it out. And somebody was like, that is very rude. And I wanted to be like, you know what's rude? Thinking that I want to hear 8 of the sub-stories when I barely want to hear the main story.
Yeah.
So I stopped doing that. And then I started just asking people, so what happened?
Yeah.
And they were like, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. You're going to get there by yourself, bitch. I'm over this.
Background.
It don't even be, I can take the background. Like, if you have to tell me something for me to understand the next thing, I'm there. If you are talking about some shit that don't,
relevant.
I'm still trying to figure out how we get to the end point of this story. Let's speed this motherfucker up.
Yeah.
And so I say, what happened? If you tell me, oh, I'm getting there,
You lost me.
keep it. Keep it. I don't give a fuck what happened to you, Playboy.
Just interested now.
Because I'm telling you what I need to be of support in this conversation.
Uninterested.
And you talking about, I still want to tell this part about 3rd grade.
That's when they need to be talking to the therapist.
But those things were rude, so I stopped doing them. Mm-hmm. But I'm still very direct.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I'll try to look up your communication style and know who y'all is dealing with.
Yeah.
I still think clarity is care.
Yeah. I think even trying to figure out your communication style and then you trying to figure out other people's is considerate. But, I mean, obviously you don't have to, but, some people just got different stuff. Next, we have advice from the internet. And I have 4 links here, so I'm just going to pick one because I don't know.
See, that's very direct. Nobody knows.
Through my tax dollars, I'm assuming that you're talking about Walmart. You're talking about Walmart, right? I want to believe that you are intelligent enough to recognize that when you're talking about your tax dollars being misused, you're talking about Walmart and not the single mother of 3 trying to buy Fruity Pebbles because that's the only thing that her kids will eat. Right? Because it would be pretty shitty if you were trying to blame that mom when Walmart is triple dipping into your tax dollars. They intentionally hire people that are on SNAP benefits so they get a tax break. Do you know who pays for that tax break? You do. And then they don't pay their employees enough money to get off SNAP benefits. So they get to suppress wages and pocket the difference, and you get to pay for their employees to eat. But because they also operate as a grocery store, everybody on EBT benefits gets to shop there. And then they get to pocket your tax dollars again. So I'm assuming that you're intelligent enough to recognize that when you're talking about things like fraud in cases of SNAP and WIC, that you're talking about the corporations and you're not blaming the single parent trying to buy their kid a birthday cake. Would I be correct in assuming that?
You would not. They talking about them people.
So,
But you see that? Direct.
very direct. And I think what was also direct was the whole Project 2025
Yeah.
was very direct. And it literally laid out everything that was going to happen.
And a lot of indirect motherfuckers was like, they wouldn't just put that out there like that.
They literally told y'all.
No, because you can't be just saying flat out what you mean. You got to put that shit in some nice stuff.
So I don't even know. The advice here is to just take a look at what you got going on.
Yeah, because this is affecting me. Nobody will sell me their fucking stamps.
Like,
I just had to have a birthday party where I couldn't buy no stamps off nobody. This is ridiculous.
it's ridiculous. And I think a lot of people are misdirecting
Their anger.
And are selfish when it comes to the whole taxes thing, because we all got to pay. I mean, if you're a billionaire,
Yeah.
we all got to pay taxes. You know what I'm saying? And it's basically for the good of the community. Whether they're being used properly, hey, that's not on us. You know what I'm saying? But to be upset at the people who actually need these resources is just stupid. You know what I'm saying? You're mad at the wrong person. You're mad at the wrong people. So I would say the advice here is to take a look into what you got going on, the choices you make, who you voting for, where your money going. That don't really have shit to do with nobody else.
I think if you're upset about that, you're a jackass. Y'all gonna put Steve-O out of fucking business.
Like people really can't eat right now. Like, people not getting paid, and you worried about some tax dollars that's not even really being distributed to the people that need it.
And it took all this money out your check.
So, yeah.
People can't get what they need.
I gotta tighten up.
Shame on you. Well, this has been another episode of Let Me Stay Focused podcast. Don't be a hating ass bitch during the break, and we'll catch you directly in the next one.
Peace.
Bye. Another episode of Let Me Stay Focused. Don't be a hating ass bitch during the break.
Peace.
Bye.